everyone, what's up? My name is Von and welcome back to my channel. Naku guys, it's time to answer questions once again. And ano pa nga ba? Questions about living and nursing here in the UK and here in London. So if you are guys excited, ano pang inaantay natin? Let's begin.
Hold up.
So, I compiled a couple of questions na nasa comment box sa aking YouTube channel. And I think these questions are necessary. So, let's proceed with question number 1. This question is from Karen C. Is it advisable to get visitor Oyster Card when visiting London? Saan po kaya makakatipid? Salamat. So, hatiin natin yung question. If you are visiting London for a day or a couple of days, magkaiba yon. If you're visiting London for a day, you don't need to get the Oyster Card because if you are just going to visit London and then babalik ka naman sa kung saan ka nanggaling, say for example, galing ka sa countryside or outside London, hindi mo naman magagamit ang Oyster Card doon. But if you are going to be in London for a couple of days or weeks or even months, I think it is necessary for you to either have a contactless or Oyster Card para dun mo ilagay or i-load ang iyong pamasahe because all modes of transport here in London, they don't accept cash. Either contactless from your bank cards or the Oyster Card. Kung galing ka naman sa countryside or from the places na outside London at magvi-visit ka for a day only, buy the travel card return going to London because that travel card will give you discount because kasama na ang return fare mo doon. At the same time, yung card na travel card na yon, pwede mo na siyang magamit sa buses and tubes here in London. Alright, next question from Shena Limpin. Hi there, enough ba yung 5 days training ko sa training center ko, then self-practice? Wala kasi ako trust na mag-sponsor sa training ko, so independent lang ako. Thank you. Ang question niya is, enough ba yung 5 days for her own training? Ang masasabi ko, there is no definite days, weeks, or months for you to train the OSCE if you're referring to the OSCE. The OSCE is your examination or your final examination for you to be qualified here in the UK. Ang masasabi ko dyan is, the OSCE is your return demonstration or demonstration of skills or clinical skills para mag-gauge nila that you are safely practicing nursing or you can safely practice nursing here in the UK. Now, 5 days is enough? I don't know. It's either you are well-equipped or well-experienced. Nagagamit mo na ng madalas ang mga nursing clinical scenarios or skills na kinakailangan i-perform sa OSCE, then it's okay. You just need 5 days polishing. But if you feel that you are not really confident, if you feel that you need more experience, then 5 days you would feel that maybe it's not enough. At the same time, if you are just doing self-practice, which is, I think you would take a little bit longer because you have to gather all the materials you need, gather all the information you need, and gather all the skills you need to practice for you to be able to be confident in performing or passing the OSCE. Depende sa feel mo yon. Kung feeling mo na confident ka na at kaya mo namang gawin at kailangan mo lang i-polish because the OSCE skills are just basic nursing skills. Therefore, you just need to polish and align those knowledge and skills na alam mo to the UK standards para for you to be able to pass the OSCE. But there is no definite, kahit sabihin mong isang buwan kang mag-practice, if you feel you're still not confident, you feel that your knowledge is still not enough, and you feel you need to practice more, then you will not pass the OSCE. It depends on how you perform it, how you're confident to do the skill, and how muscle memory you have in doing those skills. Let's go to the next question from Joan Barrow. Sir, do ICU nurses have higher salary than ward nurses in the UK? I was thinking if I will choose ICU or go for ward nurse if the salary are only the same. Thanks in advance, sir. So I am an ICU nurse. I have not worked as a ward nurse here in the UK. It depends. Depends if you are in the NHS or in the private setting. If you are in the NHS, all nurses are classified into bands. Band 5, Band 6, Band 7, Band 8, and higher. So all entry-level nurses are Band 5 nurses irregardless of their specialties, irregardless of their job placements. Meaning, kung sa ward ka, or sa ICU ka, sa theater ka, halos pareho lang. Now, on say for example, if you're a Band 5, bakit magtatanong ka, oh, bakit siya na Band 5 is higher, I am a Band 5, I am lower? Because the Band 5 itself has an expandable rate. Tinatawag natin na lower rate, meron ding ceiling rate. Every year, tumataas kasi ang iyong salary scale. Pero, kapag sa private ka naman, usually, ICU nurses are paid higher than the ward nurses because it's a specialized area. At the same time, if it's a private hospital, it depends on your employer how they construct their pay banding scales. Meaning, may mga hospital na mas mababa ang magbigay, may mga hospital din na mas mataas magbigay. So, it really depends on which area, location, and specialty ka. Next question from Pillowcase. Di ka naman umaabot sa 40% bracket ng tax. To be honest, I am not really expert on how income tax are paid here in the UK. I know that if you reach a certain amount of salary annually, you are gonna be taxed on a particular scale. I have researched from income tax rates and personal allowance from gov.uk. So for example, if you're earning up to 12,570, you have no tax on it. So that is your personal allowance. Pero if your basic pay or basic rate is from 12,571 to 50,270, doon magre-range ang 20% tax. If you are higher than that, if you have higher pay from 50,271 to 150,000 pounds, you will be taxed 40%. And if you have a higher pay than that, additional rate over 150,000 pounds, you have 45% tax rate. I don't know if this is really exact. Please Google particular UK government sites. What I know, my basic knowledge is hindi ka naman matatax ng 40%. Say for example, na-reach mo ang 50,000 plus, hindi ka agad matataksan ang lahat ng 50,000. If you go above 50,000, yung portion above 50,000, yun lang naman ang may 40%. But from the range of 12,000 to 50,000, 20%. And from yung range, yung salary mo na cut na from 0 to 12,000 pounds, walang tax yun. So, kung titingnan mo ang buong pie, hindi lahat ng salary mo may tax. Meron lang portion doon na may tax. And when you go higher, you have a higher tax on it. But, as I have said, hindi po ako ang expert dyan. Correct me if I'm wrong. Drop your comments down below. Enlighten everybody who's watching this one. How do we do the taxes here? Actually, basta ako lang, I just do banks. Actually, I can do 5 banks in a month if hindi ako ganun kapagod. I don't really think about what taxes are going out of my salary. I just know that I have this ample amount of money or big amount or sum of money na na-earn ko from my bank shifts, which is I am happy because at least I can spend it or I can save it. Next question from It's Geraldine Z or It's Geraldine's. Paano po ang sick leave ninyo sa private? Ilang months paid sick leave? Thanks. Naku. To be honest, iba na kasi ang scale or iba na kasi ang method or what do you call that? Approval ng sick leave or off sick in the NHS and private because of this COVID pandemic. Sometimes if your off sick or sick leave is related to COVID, kahit gaano ka katagal, say for example, you are gonna be sick for I think 2 months, you can still be paid if your employer will be happy to pay you. If it's an occupational related injury, pwede ka nilang i-compensate. But if napansin ng employer mo na you're always off sick and you have been sick for a long time, say for example, almost over 3 months, may portion na lang na basic rate na lang or basic na lang ang matatanggap mo, and then may mga if you are gonna be sick for say going to reach a year or more than 6 months, parang a certain percentage na lang of your salary ang matatanggap mo, or sometimes you won't be paid, so it's gonna be unpaid sick leave. So it's almost the same in the NHS and private. Sa private lang kasi may discretion ng employer if you will be paid or not. It depends on gaano katagal at gaano nakadami ang sick leave mo within the span of calendar year. Okay, next question from Japhet Leones. Hi Sir Von, thank you for your vlogs. By the way, your vlogs serve as a great source of information really for us UK and aspiring to be in the UK from PHO. Thank you very much. I remember watching your vlogs when I was still in the PH. I'm just wondering though, do you have any tips on how to ace an interview, or at least how to give it your best shot to at least be considered for interview when applying for a private hospital in the UK? Any tips on how to transition from one specialty of nursing to another? Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Chapet, for your support. My answer to this is how to ace your interview. I have a vlog actually on how to ace your interview. Some tips from the vlog is know your employer, know the role and the job role, study the job description, and always be natural and be confident in what you say. But if you want the full detail of my tip, you can just drop my channel and search for how to ace the job interview. In terms of your question in how to transition from one specialty to another, it depends on what are your interests are. If you have interest or particular specialty, speak to your manager so that they can expose you, or they can cross-train you, or some of your days can work. Like say for example, if you're interested to work in ICU, on your days off, speak to your manager if you can shadow an ICU nurse so that you can feel how to become an ICU nurse for a day or a couple of days. At least you can feel. Or say for example, if you wanted to be an endoscopy nurse and then they are accepting ward nurses to do banks in endoscopy, and then they can just train you, do that, expose yourself and know how it feels so that you will be able to gauge yourself if you want those kind of specialization. But good luck to you and thank you very much for your support. Once again, maraming salamat. Continue to support my channel. We are already 4,800 subscribers strong. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Don't forget to share this video, and of course, if you haven't subscribed at nanonood ka lang dyan, go, please subscribe. Maraming salamat guys. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next videos and adventure. Bye! Huwag mong bigyan ng pera yan because it's a scam. It's a scam.